This is Michiana's breaking news and weather station. MNC. On News Talk 95.3, 101.9 FM, and 1340 AM, your MNC Nation stations.
Good morning, I'm Sean Simney, the MNC News Center. Welcome to Wednesday. It's June the 26th, 2024, and the news getting started now with our top local stories on Michiana's Morning News. A woman accused of hitting a man on a bike and causing serious injury had her jury trial continue.
Elizabeth Folkway of Elkhart allegedly left the scene of a crash at Roy's Avenue and Mishawaka Road in October, where she had reportedly hit a bicyclist with her Jeep Renegade. The victim claimed that Folkway had gotten out of her vehicle to make sure he was okay, but left after a witness arrived. Police contacted Folkway by phone and told her to come back. She was pulled over and arrested, and she reportedly admitted to the crash, stating that she knew the victim was hurt, but that she made a bad decision. She was arrested on multiple charges, and her new trial is set for January 6th. Alyssa Foster, MNC News. Folkway of Elkhart allegedly left the scene of a crash at Roy's Avenue and Mishawaka Road in October, where she had reportedly hit a bicyclist with her Jeep Renegade. The victim claimed that Folkway had gotten out of her vehicle to make sure he was okay, but left after a witness arrived. Police contacted Folkway by phone and told her to come back. She was pulled over and arrested, and she reportedly admitted to the crash, stating that she knew the victim was hurt, but that she made a bad decision. She was arrested on multiple charges, and her new trial is set for January 6th. Alyssa Foster, MNC News.
A Goshen woman was taken to the Elkhart County Jail after a domestic altercation. Goshen police were called early on Sunday night to the 400 block of Post Road, where an 11-year-old boy told them he had been battered. He was treated for injuries by paramedics at the scene. 25-year-old Gladys Paradia was arrested for domestic battery in the presence of a person less than the age of 16 and domestic battery on a person less than the age of 14. It's not life-threatening injuries for a child who was hit by a car in South Bend. That collision happened around 9:30 on Monday night in the 3300 block of Portage Avenue near the Phillips 66 gas station. So far, there's no word about the drivers involved or any other information regarding the collision. A number of states are banning the use of cell phones in schools, and some are wondering if the state of Michigan might be next.
Some schools in the states have already banned cell phone use in schools. Enbridge, Michigan says that they are reporting fewer distractions and more social interaction. Many parents say that they're concerned a ban on phones would make it impossible to reach their children during an emergency. At the moment, there is no bill in Michigan's legislature to implement a ban, but Indiana and Ohio have put bans in place. Tommy Lee, MNC News.
New this morning on MNC, Butler University is launching a program to help more than 80,000 Hoosiers with some college credits in completing their bachelor's degrees.
The program is designed for working adults and allows them to earn a Bachelor's of Science in Organizational Leadership online. Most students can complete the program in 18 to 24 months. Stats America estimates that more than 880,000 Hoosiers have earned some college credit but still need help to complete their bachelor's degrees. Morgan Hopkins, MNC News.
Watching the economy this morning, Indiana's unemployment rate in May stood at 3.7% compared to the national rate at 4%. Private sector employment in Indiana increased by 3,400 jobs during the past month. In May, Indiana saw a gain of more than 36,000 jobs over this time last year, and industries that experienced the most increases last month included trade, transportation, and utilities, professional and business services, and construction. And coming up soon, electric ambulances could be a reality.
McQueen Emergency Director of Business Development Kevin DeVoy says the new model would reduce tailpipe emissions by 80% while in use.
It's based on the difference between what you're emitting with a diesel motor versus running the electric.
DeVoy says having an EV ambulance could reduce maintenance costs, but acknowledged that upfront expenses might be hard on city budgets. A lack of charging infrastructure in specific areas is also seen as another hurdle.
That's Terry D. reporting. South Bend's Common Council voting against extending a tax abatement for developer Dave Matthews on his 300 East LaSalle development. The decision came after more than 2 hours of public comments from people supporting and opposing the extension. That extension would have saved Matthews hundreds of thousands of dollars in property taxes over the next decade, that is, if granted. The city is suing Matthews, meantime, for multiple deadlines that were missed in connection to that apartment complex. And a controversial new law is set to take effect next week, requiring Hoosiers to upload driver's licenses and Social Security numbers to access adult content online.
The measure aims to prevent minors from viewing explicit materials, but it has sparked significant concerns. Chris Daly with the ACLU of Indiana argues the law infringes on constitutional rights by excessively burdening access for Hoosiers.
You can't do that in a way that impermissibly burdens an adult's access to the same material. And the state can't use a means to limit a minor's access to adult material if there's a less burdensome means available to do so.
Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita supports the law, citing the need to protect children from the psychological impacts of explicit material. Opponents say minors could still access adult content through unregulated sites or by using VPNs. Derek Decker, MNC News.
Tuesday's storms dumped a lot of rain on Michiana. WSBT meteorologist Abby Wepler says especially the storms that blew through in the morning.
Southwest Michigan, anywhere from 3 to 4 inches of rain fell in such a short amount of time. Then you go a little bit farther south. The rain was anywhere from about 1 to 2, maybe even closer to 3 inches, especially as we made our way closer to the state line.
More than 10,000 Indiana Michigan Power customers were in the dark for hours on end yesterday. Most folks were back online by late last night. Indiana Michigan Power has some tips if you ever find yourself in a situation where your car has hit a pole, causing a line to fall on top of it.
They say if you end up with a power line on your car, stay in your vehicle and call 911. They say if you must get out, avoid contact with the ground and your vehicle at the same time. They say to jump from your vehicle, landing with both feet together, then shuffle or hop away, keeping both feet together. However, they say if you can safely remain in your car, wait until the line is de-energized and first responders give the all clear. And if you witness a crash resulting in a downed line, do not approach the vehicle. Heather Starr, MNC News.
4 kayakers were rescued from the St. Joseph River channel near Silver Beach this past weekend. 2 Berrien County deputies responded to help the U.S. Coast Guard around 7 o'clock on Saturday night. WSJM reports one of the kayakers suffered a head injury after 2 kayaks overturned in rough waves. So far, no update on that person's condition. Turning to Michiana's election headquarters, there's growing concern among some Hoosier voters.
A coalition of 25 voting rights groups is requesting a meeting with Indiana Secretary of State Diego Morales over concerns about potential police presence at polling places. Our news gathering partners at the Indiana Citizen Report, All In for Democracy, argues it could intimidate voters, especially marginalized communities.
That's Joe Ullery reporting. New this morning on MNC, kids' summer camp usually means horseback riding or hiking or scavenger hunts, but one Indiana chef is using the school break to teach youths cooking and business skills.
The Culinary Art Summer Boot Camp instructs participants, generally ages 16 to 22, on food handling, healthy meal preparation, and table etiquette. 12 students attended the first camp in 2023, and this year the enrollment number is 28. Healthy Soul Indie founder and chef Tawana Gully saw a niche she wanted to fill.
The camp initially started just me seeing that there were just wayward kids that needed some guidance and something to do. The only thing that I felt like I could bring to the table and offer them was my skill set in the culinary arts area.
Gully says previous students have received certification for culinary careers. According to workforce site Indiana Career Explorer, the average annual salary for a chef is almost $55,000. Morgan Hopkins, MNC News.
A slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm, but otherwise becoming partly cloudy today. We're going to end up right around 80 degrees this afternoon. The winds will be light and out of the west. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy, cooler and clearing out. We will drop all the way down to 55. And then for Thursday, we're looking at a gorgeous day, mostly sunny skies, high temperatures around 78. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
You can get the top local news delivered to your email twice each day. To get signed up, go to 953mnc.com and click where it says On Demand.
Podcasts by Federated Media.